When you arrive in Kinnick Stadium, you know what's in store. Hard nose, toughness, defense, and you better bring your hat and be ready to strike somebody when you come into this black and gold cauldron to take on the Hawkeyes. This matchup today, part of the lifeblood of the sport. A rivalry game where the results will be remembered for a lifetime. As we'll see a squad from the Big 12, the Iowa State Cyclones, taking on a team from the Big 10, the Iowa Hawkeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Hawkeyes will kick it away to start us off. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So the Iowa State Cyclones offense takes the field to start this game off. While these two might have struggled to stay prominent on the national stage, the Cy-Hawk Trophy always carries paramount importance.
And it means so much to the fans. Been to these games a lot of times, the energy is through the roof, and they both want to destroy each other.
And what's interesting about this rivalry game is it sets the tone for both programs. They generally play early in the year, and for the winner, it can really catapult you, and the loser's got to pick up the pieces.
Fights off a defender. Not a lot of daylight. He gets one to the 32. This rivalry is so important to the people of this state, and it dates back to 1894, guys.
Yeah, it goes back a long way. When you watch the product on the field every year, it's usually low scoring, but it's a lot of physical, tough people on the field.
Yeah, and you know, people in Iowa, they just love football, and this is a rivalry game that really hits home for so many. Regardless of which side of the fence you're on, in this game, Iowa or Iowa State, it means so much.
And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. While the Big Ten has expanded with this massive continent-wide geographical footprint, the Big 12 has been really shrewd in positioning and maneuvering for survival, and they look for opportunities to win on the field like they'll have today.
Yeah, and the Big Ten's kind of taking what the Big Ten wants and expanding and not really worried about anybody else. So if I'm the Big 12, I'm like, yeah, you ain't worried about me, but you're going to worry about me today and on the field, and I can make a statement.
Got a lot of running room. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
I love offensive coordinators. They're not afraid to be aggressive early in games. And how about that? Dialing up a shot right away in the first series, trying to seize the momentum.
And he'll pick up one. It brings up 2nd and 9.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. He had to fight for a couple down to the 33. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. Looking for a man. It's Beck. Pressure coming. Grabs it in the middle. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. He'll try to put one down the boulevard from 42 yards out. Absolutely perfect. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So Iowa's offense has its first opportunity of the day. And it won't be easy to throw the ball down the field today, David, because both of these teams have lockdown corners.
I mean, these guys shut down half of the field. Playmaking cornerbacks that really can play man-to-man and lock down the best guys on the other side.
Yeah, if I'm a quarterback in this game, I am taking a calculated risk if I'm thrown towards one of these two dudes because you're just asking to get picked off.
Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. You got to think they'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Finally pulled down, but not before moving the chains for a first down. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Leaves it with the back. Nifty little dance step. Last time these two met, Iowa did Iowa things and won a close one.
And they do that so often in this series. They just find a way, even if they're trailing, to win the ball game. And Iowa State's got to figure that puzzle out.
Iowa doing Iowa things. Defensively, they made the plays they needed to make in that game, and they're going to have to do that again in this one.
They're strong, and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
And the Hawkeyes are moving quickly down the field. To the ground, he's got it again.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8, leaves it with the running back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
From the 36, a third down, and you wonder if they're willing to take 2 plays to get the first. From the gun, wants to pass. That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th.
Third and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
And he missed it. No good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal.
Iowa State, 3.
Iowa State sending the offense back out. They kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They've got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake, but maintain your aggressive play calling.
Yeah, no doubt. I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here, Dave.
Yeah, and just keep moving the ball down the field. Just execute a little bit better in the red zone. There's no need to panic. We're moving the football, and we got the lead.
Nice pitch and catch there, and they'll have enough for the first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Motion from the offense. He's looking to throw it. Lets it fly. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Yeah, that was a good play on the ball, getting his hand up and getting the tip, getting the deflection. Ball bounces up in the air, falls to the ground, incomplete pass.
Couldn't make the play last time. Now it's 2nd and 10 from the 30. Unleashes one deep. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Cyclones! How about that quarterback taking the shot downfield and delivering to the wide-open receiver?
I love this quarterback, Reese, because he's aggressive. He wants to take shots. He's looking for every opportunity to show off that cannon and that arm talent. He showed it to all of us right there.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. Quarterback will audible. A run up the middle is stuffed for no gain.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
From the gun, the ground game. At the 35, he's got room. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. A productive play is one that gets you at least halfway to another first down here on 1st and 10. Fires to the tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Gets a pass to marker for a first down, and that's the way we will wrap up the first quarter. It's the end of the first quarter, and now time for one of the great traditions in college football, when the entire crowd here in Iowa City will turn and give a wave to the children at the University of Iowa, Stead Family Children's Hospital. Everyone engage, and we wave and salute those kids and wish them all the best. No matter how many times you see it, a moving moment here at Iowa between the 1st and 2nd quarter when the entire crowd acknowledges the children across the way. Hope they enjoy the game as we continue in the 2nd quarter. First down to start the drive after the break. On the move, it's Washington. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. And guys, this can be a great time to look for a big play on 2nd and inches. He showed it all there. A little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
And a great job on the offensive line. You're going to run the ball right up the middle. You better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
Brought down after a pickup of 5 yards down to the 10. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Brought down at the 7 after picking up 3. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up on the ground here. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it 1st and goal. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now it's 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. Just hammer it with this running back again, and he noses his way into the end zone. And with the extra point, the lead is cut to 3. It's 10-7. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Ole Miss showed its toughness on the road and picked up a crucial victory. And every win counts, don't get me wrong. But the victories outside of the comforts of home can really serve as a springboard. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 34. He's got it on the right. Makes a grab, and he's dragged down.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
Looking downfield, it's Beck. He's got his man. And it's a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 44.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple 1st downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And sticking to the run. I tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
He'll keep it himself. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
They're trying to go option, and they're trying to put that defensive end in a bind, but he's just way too athletic, and he guessed right. The quarterback was keeping the ball. He knew it and was able to make the tackle in the backfield.
Now trying to keep this drive alive on 3rd and long from the 45. Just a short pass to the tight end. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker.
You know, the tight end's going to have to do a better job of separating and giving his quarterback a place to go with the football. That time, just couldn't create it, and as a result, as soon as he made the catch, he was brought to the ground, setting up 4th down.
And they're running the field goal unit out there, and the only chance this one has is if they give it overnight delivery. What an absolute howitzer he unleashed off his foot. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. Iowa has the ball back on offense. If you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough and physical running by these ball carriers.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive to try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
Pulls it in. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
When you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, receivers got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice catch. Want to get the 1st down.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical. They wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
Makes the stop at the 49. Give him 5 yards on the play and a 1st down. The Hawkeyes are flying down the field. Right back to the well. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. That linebacker was a heat-seeking missile, and the heat that he sought was the ball carrier.
Yeah, great job, great feel. Linebackers are making all the calls in the defense and understanding when I need to come through that gap and come through with bad intention. Those guys are usually 245 pounds of heat-seeking missile.
A 3rd and long coming up here. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. And the Hawkeyes will line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And the punt team gets down there and gets the return man on the ground. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker, who is so important to this team.
The throw to the outside is complete. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. He's got it on the right. Touchdown, Iowa State. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call. Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end. Defense can't keep playing like that.
Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
Caught near the sticks. It's Patterson. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the first down before he's dragged to the ground. From the gun, the running back looking for room. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore. Ran the ball on first down. Let's see what they do on second. He's looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. The offense... out to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Unleashes one. He's got it. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Coming after it. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
Looking to pass on second down. And the sophomore has to get that one out in front of his receiver.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Oh, man, another incompletion. That's 3 in a row. And the Hawkeyes send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. Iowa State sending the offense back out. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they'd love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
And why would they want to stop at this point? Everything they've dialed up, they've been able to execute throwing and running the football.
And how critical is it for this defense to get a stop down right now before the half? They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
Scanning the field, it's Beck. Looking for a deep man. He's got it down the left. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
I know it's early in the game, but defensively after that play, you know you have to tackle the catch. When this guy gets the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous after the fact. So it's okay for him to make catches. You just got to get him to the ground quickly.
Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this up.
Iowa State.
Goal from the 7. They'll immediately call timeout. This offense has put on a display in the first half, and they have a chance to tack another one on before the break. He caught it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Cyclones.
Iowa State, number 24.
And the extra point is good, and the lead moves to 20. So they got the touchdown, now going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half.
27, Iowa.
The ball bounces through the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Iowa has the ball back on offense. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here. We're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He's taking the shot. And that pass picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, the free safety's just sitting back there deep in cover 3. He's got zone. He's got middle field responsibility. Just watching the quarterback's eyes. He reads the throw, breaks on it. That's just too easy for him.
Trying to start the drive with a pass. Grab behind the line. It's Hansen. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. Well, he comes up with the reception, but not a lot of room to run after that.
Yeah, and I like the QB doing this. I mean, I'm going to find ways to give him the football and see if he can make a miss. And I'm going to bet most of the time that my guy is a little bit...
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. From the gun, the running back has it. Picks up just a few before he's brought down. Not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Looking to go up top on 1st down. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, it's one thing to have a rivalry game, but when you have 2 longtime foes separated by roughly 100 miles duking it out for the Cy-Hawk Trophy, you know emotions tend to run high. And there is no better place to start this halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere, and I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats. With that, let's throw it back to the guys to see how the fight between Iowa and Iowa State plays out.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. The Cyclones will kick it off to start the second half. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on 4th down because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me.
Give to the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7. Stuck with a running game on 1st down. Now here they come again. Now he's looking to throw it. And the blitz gets to him just like that.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And I don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball.
And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack. The Hawkeyes will send out the punt unit. Wouldn't call it a shank, but I don't think he'll include it on his greatest hits. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Nice job by the quarterback, pre-snap and post-snap. He knew the defense was going to be playing zone coverage, and there was no doubt in his mind where he was going with that football.
They'll leave it with him. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great way to go.
And how about this young fella who's slinging the pill, man? His completion percentage is through the roof. Dude, he's over 80% right now. Everything he's throwing is working, using the whole field, using multiple receivers. He looks like a... what we've seen all throughout the season.
And they're going to send the field goal unit out there to try to knock one in from the next time zone. There aren't many guarantees in life, but try a field goal from 1,000,000 yards away, you're not going to make it, and he didn't. Really had a chance to stretch it out there, but I think they'll live with a 20-point lead. Iowa has the ball back on offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but, man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points, start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
They go to the ground, and he's tackled, but there's also a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Holding. Offense.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Looking for a productive play on first down. From the gun. Fires to the right. Or did he find a hole in that secondary?
You know, it's hard enough just to catch passes in college football, but to do it while also being cognizant of where you are in the field and making sure you get a foot down inbounds, that's really impressive.
Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. Those guys, those running backs coming, they just need a mitt. They put one mitt on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
It's a nice run there to get the first down. I got to tell you, I'm impressed with the stable of backs and the weapons this offense has. A lot of different guys can touch the football in a variety of ways, but they've been running it very, very well in this game so far.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game, but I can throw it to them and try to create some space out wide, dump them the football, let them make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of it.
Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. After After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away. From inside the 10, here he comes. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Iowa State sending the offense back out. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say,
And he's running in the open. He's at the 20. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. After a play like that, you have to get it in the end zone on this drive. Trying to find his man on first down. He caught it. Touchdown, Iowa State. And the beatdown has ensued. Now they've got a little breathing room. They are in firm control of this game, guys, but you never want to let up in a rivalry game.
Because it only takes one play. We know how much of a factor momentum can be in these types of rivalry games, David, so this game's still far from over.
And this is where my leadership and my experience comes into play. When you got guys that have been through these fires, been through these rivalry games, you know the swings happen quick. Now you got to swing it back your way.
If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it away at the 25. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
And the Hawkeyes racing to the line in a hurry up. Comes out throwing on first down. Looking to take a shot. And is knocked away and incomplete. The defensive back staying in phase and batting it away. After the misfire, it's 2nd and 10. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Looking left. Fires into traffic, intercepted.
And defensive backs, you think, don't have good hands. The big fella shows it. How about that defensive back going up and getting the interception? Nice job breaking on the football. You say that's why you play defense, because you don't have hands? Yeah, I bet the difference.
Give to the running back. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
Out of the gun, the inside give. Discards a man. He picks up the first down, brought down, but not before he put that dude in a blender. Now on first down from the 43-yard line.
You wonder now on offense, have they found something in the run game? Finally, it's been tough for them to get the run game going, but they picked up a nice gain on that last one. Let's see if they go back to it.
Pass on the way, it's picked off. Got some room to run. He'll finally go out of bounds, but he was showing off all the skills after that interception. Iowa has the ball back on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it. Like, if you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
They'll line up for a second down play. Going to the ground. Shoots his way for more.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like, the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short. No huddle here for the offense.
Brings up second down.
They'll run it from the gun. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the first down. And the Hawkeyes want to crank the tempo.
Good enough for first down.
He's going to pass. Finds his big tight end. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening first and goal from the 9. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. Turning to the running game on first and goal. He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. Now the offense tries to punch it in on second and goal. Tries again to get it in. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. They'll try to power it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Hawkeye!
Well, I know it's early this season, but it's obvious already. This guy is a major weapon in this offense. Had 2 touchdowns in his first game. He's now on the board right now. What a difference maker and a playmaker he's going to be this season for this offense.
My philosophy on going for 2 is only when you have to. Trying to punch it in. He's not going to get it in, and the lead will remain 18 as they were trying to make this a 2-possession game. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Just about ready to go in the 4th, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. The kickoff team on the field as they'll send this one away. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. Boy, they hope this next drive is more productive after throwing a pick last time, Jesse.
Yeah, and the coaches did a good job on the sideline there, just talking to the young quarterback and making sure he's able to turn the page, calm him down to go out and refocus this drive.
Yeah, and some people do that better than others, but you got to show some trust in him. Maybe get the ground game going, help around him a little bit with this system.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football, and the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
These are the types of plays where offenses impose their will. 3rd and short from the 45. Dropping back, it's Beck. Unloads to the wideout. He's got an open man. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Looking for space. It's Lee.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. They'll go to the ground. Oh, he got loose. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Holding. Offense.
Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Line getting set on 2nd down. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
Hey, 5 to 6 yards a pop. I don't know if you guys are really good at math, but that usually equals a first down every couple carries. So don't forget about the run game. Keep them honest. Pound that rock.
Makes the grab. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. And the Cyclones have their offense in high gear. The give to the back. Brought down after a pickup of 5 yards down to the 10. Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Running back goes in motion. He wants to pass it on second down. Couldn't quite hang on to that one, and this red zone defense came that close to forcing a turnover. Third down coming up. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. Looking to throw, it's Beck. He makes the connection. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. Between the uprights, it's good. And now the lead is even bigger. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. UConn is getting dominated today, and you know, the folks in stores deserve better than this. No excuse ever for this kind of a clunker. They're trailing by 28 to Maryland. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. He's looking for a man on second down. Quickly out to the tight end. He steps out of bounds, but he's got a first down on the play. New set of downs after that completion. Running back searching for a hole. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Fires on the move. Complete to the right. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. The Hawkeyes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll throw it on first down. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Grabbed over the middle. It's Patterson. They get him down after he makes the catch.
Well, here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming. No hesitation at all. The offense stays on the field. They'll go for it. Now he's going to break the pocket. Finds a crease at the 20. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Iowa!
And I love the decisiveness by the quarterback on that play. Nobody open downfield. I'm going to go get this myself. And I'm not just going to go get a first down. I'm taking this thing to the house.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Iowa State sending the offense back out. That last drive was a long one, Jesse. They'd like this time to pay it off with a touchdown instead of a field goal.
No doubt, Reese. They had a lot of good stuff going that last drive. Need to get a tutty up on the board here to extend that lead, Dave.
And I think you definitely want a touchdown, but if you put another long drive together, get points, multiple possessions in a row, start to let those body blows add up and wear this defense out.
To throw, it's Beck. Dumps it to the back. Finds his man. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. He'll do it himself. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
Yeah, and it's a nice job by this defense. Understand, listen, that QB is a threat. And they're going to run all kinds of options, and he's going to run the football. They were dialed in and got that sucker to the ground.
Now on second down. He's looking to throw. Lost one deep down the right side. Got it in stride inside the 20. Touchdown, Cyclones! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. The Cyclones keep gaining strength, and Iowa State stretches out its lead.
Man, gaining strength, gaining momentum, gaining belief, right? Like gaining belief that you can get this done. Such a big rivalry game with so much emotion.
Feels like they're in a natural disaster right now. They feel like they're in a cyclone. They don't know which way is up or down. They are lost.
Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. And his first throw here is incomplete.
Well, the defense really stepped up in this game. They knew they had to slow down this passing attack. They knew they had some matchups they were going to have to win one-on-one. They've been able to do that, and as a result, they haven't allowed 200 passing yards in this game.
Oh, so close to paying off. The tip really had it in his hands, but it falls incomplete. On third down, he drops to throw. Unloads to the right. Misses again. It's incomplete, and that's 3 in a row.
At this point in the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Didn't find much running room there. Picks up a few before he's forced out of bounds. The decision to go for it does not pan out. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. A great spot to start this drive for the offense. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move.
You know, it's so important for offenses to want to keep third downs manageable. The way you do that is by having success like that, running the football on first down.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. On the ground, it's Hansen. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Here's the handoff. Headed to the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa State. And the punishment has been extended.
Well, what I love about this team early this year is it looks like they can fight through adversity. They started the year 2-0. This game looked like it was in the balance here in the fourth quarter. But after watching them answer with that last touchdown drive, that shows me they've got the mental toughness to potentially make a run this year.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And it was closed out by the fantastic 25-yard touchdown run. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Iowa has the ball back on offense. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's why they call it a game of inches, David, but I'll say this. If you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, that you're talking about.
After the incompletion, it's 2nd and 10 from their own 25. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Fires to the wideout. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Down by multiple possessions, you can't come up empty on this drive. They'll go for it on... Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Picked off. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Offense set on first down. The give to the back. Shakes off the defender. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call.
Hold it. Up and.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Line gets set, first down. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman.
And the defense is still fighting. They haven't had the day that they dreamed of. You know, talking to the coaches coming to the game, like they thought they had a good plan. They'd be ready to attack and limit some of the damage this offense has done. They haven't done it today, though. They got to go back to the drawing board, figure some things out, because this wasn't a great day.
Looking for space. It's Hansen. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Offense breaks the huddle on third down. Power football with the run. He breaks a tackle, and he is brought down, but what a move he put on that first defender.
Well, that's kind of the advantage of third and medium, right? Is the defense, you keep them guessing. You could throw it, you can run it. That time they hand it off, and they pick it up.
Yeah, and you can see the D drop back a little bit. It creates a little bit of space. The running back blasts through, gets the first down.
Here